Did you say too fast? No, I said faster. Oh, I almost started laughing because you're
trying to get him to go faster.
I didn't know. I
could have controlled.
I thought you were trying to slow down. I thought you said too. Can we, if we run bank without repeating it, we might have that 4 minutes. I don't think bank will wait. Earlier 5 minutes. I think we got plenty of time. We got 5 whole minutes. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to do warm-ups again. No way. What'd you say? I said I don't want to do warm-ups again. I think the bank would be our best bet. Probably. All right.
It's too early and see what they do.
Start running down the aisle. We have 4 minutes.
So I think they sit here for a minute.
You think it's only 3 minutes?
Yeah.
We can make it 3 minutes.
Straight through.
Or are we just doing it as normal, repeating?
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Which one?
Repeating it? The bank will sang release.
Is it repeating it?
Yeah.
Beginning?
Yeah, we go back to the beginning halfway before. Just play it how you played it the first time. You're fine. Play it how you just played it last time. Down. Ready? 1, 2, ready. All right, pomp and circumstance, right? Yep. From the beginning. Pomp and circumstance from the beginning. We just go. Keep on pomp. We don't wait for a sign. I think we wait for a sign. No, she's gonna cue. Because there's two cues, right?
My alphabet.
They do not look ready.
No, that's why I don't want.
What? They don't look ready over here.
Sorry. Look
Hold
forward.
on, look.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
it.
that's it.
Wait for run.
I know. 1, 2, ready.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, graduates, guests of the graduates, and honored members of the Stark State community on the platform. I am Dr. Leda Gibson-Shreve, Provost and Chief Academic Officer of Stark State College. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 84th Commencement Ceremony for Stark State. This is a special time to formally honor the accomplishments of each individual in this class and mark the new opportunities for progression in their respective career paths. Please join me in extending our thanks to the Heights Brass Quintet, who is providing the excellent music this afternoon. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce Ryan Johanning, Interfaith Campus Ministries, who will give the reflection. I ask that you stand for the reflection. Please remain standing afterward, at which time Elaine Russell-Rayolfi, First Vice Chair of the Stark State College Board of Trustees, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Heights Brass Quintet will play the Star-Spangled Banner.
It is a privilege to be here today with so many vibrant and intelligent students who are eager to live out their callings and make a difference in the world. Graduates, you are not here by accident, but rather because of dedication, hard work, and perseverance. As we look around, we give thanks for the family and friends that surrounded you and the ways they have helped you, whether it was aiding you in your studies or simply offering encouragement and love. We are also grateful for the staff and faculty who prepared and encouraged you to pursue your dreams and passions. Enjoy this day, one that you will always remember.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Making arrangements for a graduation requires the time and talents of many dedicated personnel. They are scattered throughout the audience. We compliment them and thank them for their contributions to the success of this event. Please join me in recognizing the outstanding efforts of these individuals. On the platform are Dr. Para Jones, President of the college, the Vice Presidents, and the Deans. Seated on the floor are the college faculty and staff who are dedicated to student success and the mission of Stark State College. I ask the faculty and staff to stand and be recognized by the graduates and the audience. The dedicated group that just stood is the very visible part of our great institution. Also, there is another group, not as visible on a daily basis, but I assure you, just as dedicated. These individuals, who also voluntarily give their time, talent, and energy, are the members of the Stark State College Board of Trustees. It is my pleasure to introduce them. I ask them to stand as I call their name and to remain standing until all have been introduced. And then I ask the audience to recognize them for their dedicated service to our college and the community it serves. Mr. Haroon Rashid, Chair. Mrs. Elaine Russell Rayalfi, First Vice Chair. Mrs. Marley Fernandez, Second Vice Chair. Ms. Tracy Carter. Mrs. Karen Lefton, Esquire. Mrs. Patricia Wackerly, Mr. Jeffrey Walters, Mr. Michael Wheeler, Esquire, and Mr. Fonda Williams II. Please join me in recognizing our Board of Trustees. Stark State College has a tradition of honoring our graduating service members and veteran students. The college made available red, white, and blue military recognition cords to wear during commencement to show our gratitude for their service to our country. We are proud to recognize their commitment, sacrifice, and service. I ask the service members and veterans who are graduating, as well as those in the audience, to stand and be recognized for your commitment and dedicated service to our country. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Para Jones, President of Stark State College. Dr. Jones will come to the podium to speak to you about your opportunity to stay involved with Stark State College as an alumnus and to introduce our distinguished graduation speaker. Dr. Jones.
Graduates, families, friends, faculty, and staff, welcome, and thank you for being here today to congratulate and celebrate our spring 2024 graduates. Thank you for the support you've given today's graduates. Graduates, today is the day to celebrate and reflect on your success. Today's honor is the result of your hard work and persistence. Those late nights, early mornings, and weekends as you sacrificed what you wanted to do for what you knew you must do to be here today at your graduation. Congratulations. Take advantage of your opportunities as a college graduate. You are entering an incredible job market. The career outlook has never been better for college graduates. Your degree from Stark State College is valued by employers and others. Take advantage of opportunities to continue learning and growing in your professional and personal life. Give back. Give back to family, friends, career, and community. Lean into your life. Make a difference. As you cross the stage today to receive your college diploma, you will become one of the thousands of Stark State College alumni who are distinguishing themselves professionally and personally, and who truly make a difference in their careers, their lives, and their communities. As a Stark State College alumnus, you have many opportunities to develop yourself professionally and reach out to help others through our College Alumni Association and College Foundation. The resources of Stark State College and all that we have to offer are always available to you. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, thank you. We are so proud of what you have accomplished. We bid you goodbye as a student and welcome you as a Stark State College alumnus. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Akron Mayor Shamus Malik. Mayor Malik was sworn in as Akron's 63rd mayor on January 1st, 2024. He was born and raised in Akron, graduated from Firestone High School, and went on to attend The Ohio State University and Harvard Law School. After moving home to Akron in 2016, Mayor Malik began a career in public service, first serving as an assistant director of law for the city of Akron, then winning a seat as an Akron city councilman before campaigning for his current role as Akron's mayor. Mayor Malik has a deep appreciation for the city of Akron and its residents and believes the best is yet to come for Akron. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Malik.
Good afternoon. I thank you as an Akronite and Summit County resident for welcoming me down in Stark County. It is an honor to be here with you, and to the 2024 graduates, it's an honor to be here to celebrate your success. I want to start by thanking Dr. Para Jones and the team at Stark State. You know that someone is a successful leader when no matter where you go, you hear the same thing about them. And that is the case with Dr. Jones. Everywhere I go in the state of Ohio, I hear people singing her praises. And that's a testament to her leadership, but it's also a testament to this entire team. Because as we know, higher education is a team sport. And a lot of you in the faculty, on the board, and the many employees of Stark State help make all of this happen. So thank you, each and every one of you. I also want to thank the families and the loved ones who are here celebrating today's graduation. As you all know, this is your day as well. And none of us in our lives get far without the support of the people who really care about us. So thank you all very much. So I'm really honored to serve as mayor of Akron. As Dr. Jones said, I care deeply about the city. I was born and raised there. In this new role that I've taken starting in January as mayor, I find myself speaking in front of crowds almost every day. And usually I'm talking about public safety or economic development or housing or the environment or healthcare. But today I want to speak a little bit more personally about my experiences to be where I am standing in front of you today at 33 as the youngest ever mayor of Akron. You don't have... Because sometimes I think when we succeed, and especially in this Instagram influence world that we live in today, we only focus on our successes, right? And we're often trying to catch up and chase everybody else. I think, and not to dwell on the negative, but I think it's also important for, especially when we succeed, to reflect on the obstacles that we faced and to reflect on those, to find common ground with others, because we all face obstacles. None of us got here on some straight, rosy path, right? So today I have just 2 stories for you, and I'll try to be brief. We'll get back to the celebration. The first story is about me in my junior year of high school. I had a pretty average, fairly privileged upbringing. I was filled with family, friends, relatives, extracurriculars. My parents separated when I was 10 years old, but that's a fairly common experience. Sometimes I felt a little bit different. I was a half Pakistani, half Irish kid. My dad had wanted to name me Shams, which is Arabic for son. My mom, from a big Irish Catholic family, had a nephew named Seamus, so they combined it into a name no one can pronounce, Shamus. But all in all, I felt pretty accepted, and I had a normal childhood and upbringing. On the last day of my junior year of high school, I came home, and I've only talked about this a couple times. I came home, and my mom shared some news with me. My dad had been arrested. My dad had been arrested and charged with several federal crimes. And not just that, there was more. He had been living a lie in many ways. He had other kids that we didn't know about, one other kid. And all of a sudden, my world was rocked, right? As a teenager, you don't really know how to handle something like that. You don't know how to process something like that. I didn't. And so I was angry for a long time. I was frustrated. I was emotional. I was moody. I'd be there with my friends, but I wouldn't really be there, you know? I'd be kind of having an out-of-body experience. And I took it out crazily on my mom because she was there, right? And so I could share my frustration and my melodrama with her. But I tried to, ever since that day, use that experience and eventually confront it and address it and shape my life around it. You know, the most important thing you have in life is your integrity. If you lose your integrity, you can't get it back, because there'll always be a cloud or a shadow or something. And so for me, in my life, what I've taken from that experience is to stay on this far on this side of the line, because integrity is so important. Because once you let that go, people have a reason not to trust you, right? And trust is the one thing you really can't ever get back if you lose it. I know that directly. I know that from firsthand experience. I know that from the tears I've shed. Well, the second story is about my mom. So at that time in high school, my mom had been dealing with cancer for a number of years. And eventually, as I got to the end of my time in college, her cancer became terminal. After 10 years of fighting cancer, she called me and my brother, and I was away doing an internship in Washington, and she told us that her cancer was terminal. And again, my world was rocked. My mom was the most important person in my life. She was my anchor. She was a rock I could always depend on. And I had to confront the fact that she was going to leave. And she did. And President Biden lost his son to brain cancer. And he wrote a book about that. And in the book, he said something that I've always taken. It says, "There will come a time when the memory of your loved one brings a smile to your face before it brings a tear to your eye." Right? We all deal with grief. We all deal with loss. We all deal with challenges. We all deal with obstacles. I'm not sitting up here telling you about mine because mine are more important than anybody else's. I'm sitting here telling you about mine because we all have to deal with them. And not to gloss over them, not to say you just put your head down and work hard and persevere and forget about your emotions. That doesn't work either, right? I'm a big proponent in therapy. I'm a big proponent in taking care of your mental health. I still see years later where stuff comes up, and I have to say that stems from something way back, right? In this world where we're overstimulated by all these different things, we have to be willing to confront these challenges head on. But what I want to say to all of you graduates, is that you made it here today because you have persevered amongst all those challenges. You could each come up here and give a story about the challenges and the obstacles you faced, about the times people counted you out, the times that you didn't think you were going to get here, the times where you didn't think you were going to accomplish something, and the fact that you're sitting here today in front of all of us graduating today from Stark State. The truth is that we can all use these common experiences to help us move forward. Not to ignore it, but to confront it, address it, and use it as energy and use it as fuel. In the days ahead, in the weeks ahead, in the months ahead, in the years ahead, as you go through life, you're going to accomplish amazing, amazing, amazing things. I don't turn down any of these speaking opportunities, not for me, but not for you, because it's for me. I get to see this amazing, amazing event. I get to see all of you and see the smiles on your faces and see the sense of joy and sense of accomplishment. You guys are going to do amazing things. But when it gets hard, remember this moment. Remember the moment where you put your mind to something and you accomplished it. And when the going gets tough, it'll be hard for a little while. But as it says in the Bible, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. You will get there. And then the last thing is that think about other people. You never know what someone else is going through. You never know what obstacles they're dealing with. They may seem to have a perfect life. They may seem to have a picture-perfect Instagram. But they are going through things too. And we can use our own challenges as a wellspring of empathy for everyone else. You never know when a small word or a small act of kindness might be the one thing to help make someone's day better. So today I want to congratulate all of you, I want to thank all of you, and I want to wish all of you the very best on what's ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Malik, and thank you for being our commencement speaker. Thank you also for the support that you give us every day and give our students every day as the Mayor of Akron. In honor of your speech today, we will be placing an engraved brick in your honor in the courtyard at our Akron campus. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Malik, for those inspiring words. This afternoon, we will be recognizing each member of the graduating class of spring 2024. And as Mayor Malik stated, in every instance, I'm also confident that the graduate could not have achieved as well without the support and sacrifice offered by many of you with us today and others unable to be present. Spouses of our graduates, children, parents, relatives, and friends. We at Stark State join our graduates in recognizing the sacrifices and support that you've provided to each of them. Congratulations to you, along with our graduates. At this time, I ask the deans to join me at the podium to make their recommendations for conferring of degrees.
Candidates for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and Associate of Applied Science, including early college, in the Arts and Sciences Division, please stand. Provost Leda Gibson-Shreve, inasmuch as these students have successfully completed the prescribed program for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and Associate of Applied Science at Stark State College, I, Dr. Andrew Steffen, as Dean of the Arts and Sciences Division, with the approval of the faculty, recommend them for conferring of these degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates for the Associate of Applied Business, Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Science, and Associate of Technical Studies degree in Business, Engineering, Information Technologies Division, please stand. Provost Gibson-Shreve, inasmuch as these students have successfully completed the prescribed program for the Associate of Applied Business, Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Science, and Associate of Technical Studies degree at Stark State College, I, Dr. Don Ball, as Dean of the Business, Engineering, and Information Technologies Division, with the approval of the faculty, recommend them for conferring of these degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and Associate of Applied Science in the Health and Public Services Division, please stand. Provost Lady Gibson-Shreve, inasmuch as these students have successfully completed the prescribed program for the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and Associate of Applied Science degrees at Stark State College, I, Dean Maloney, as Dean of Health and Public Services Division, with the approval of faculty, recommend them for conferring of these degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
President Jones, these students have successfully fulfilled the prescribed program Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Business, Associate of Applied Science, and Associate of Technical Studies. These applications have been certified by the Registrar of Stark State College. As Provost and Chief Academic Officer, I therefore recommend them to you as worthy candidates for the conferring of degrees. Dr. Jones will now come forward to recommend the candidates to the Board of Trustees.
Chair Rashid and members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the faculty and administration of Stark State College, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of spring 2024. These candidates have met all the requirements as set forth by the Ohio Department of Higher Education and the Board of Trustees of Stark State College. And now I call forward the chair of Stark State College's Board of Trustees, Harun Rashid, to approve the candidates.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I accept the recommendations of the faculty and administration. The candidates of the spring 2024 graduating class are hereby approved for their respective degrees. Will the candidates come forward and be recognized for completion of their degrees?
The following students will be receiving an Associate of Science degree in Biology. Amor Khalid with a second degree in Chemistry. Juliana Diane Merkel with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Science degree in Chemistry. Abigail McCauley with distinction. Curtis Allen Williams with high distinction with a second degree in Mathematics and a third degree in Physics and a fourth Associate of Science general degree. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Arts degree in Communication. Gage Garrett. Alex Richard Wagner. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education. Brianna Y. Edwards. Christine Nicole Fiedler. Madison K. Hole with high distinction. Madeline Lee Meyer. Graciana Faith Schonk with high distinction. Joniqua Marie Waiters. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Science degree in Education. Samantha Renee Bryceland with distinction. Katie Diane Dack. Madeline Elise Dolizio. Mackenzie Marie Doyle. Emma Grace Eberhardt. Zoe R. Ferguson with distinction. Emmanuel James Gober. Adriana P. Gwynn. Morgan L. Moore with high distinction. Carmen Elizabeth Mazaki. Sierra Renee Sheets with distinction. Moriah Elizabeth Smith. Lindsay Irene Stahl with high distinction. Sarah Ann Wallace. Luke M. Wingerter. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Arts degree. Faizan Amari Barnes. Lauren Lee Brown with distinction. Allison Nicole Kadry with distinction with a second Associate of Science general degree. Nicholas J. Sutton with distinction. Kirsten Annabelle Taylor with distinction. Madison R. Vorshak with distinction with a second Associate of Science general degree. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Science degree. Heaven L. Elyan Brown. Jaden Alexander Brown. Luke Joseph DePold with high distinction. Stacy L. Hamilton. Savannah Jaber with distinction. Callista Marie Jager. Abby Roselli Joswak with distinction. Olivia K. Lindebaum. Ava Marie Meredith. Holden Edward Nist with distinction. Amali B. Roting with distinction. Kyle Raymond Sawyer. Joshua Taylor Schaefer. Stephanie Jalisa Streeter. Shanice R. Sumter. Camden Tanner. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Arts degree in psychology. Felicity Nicole Buford. Tiana Jalise Carter. Brittany L. Doherty with distinction. Cameron Sue Gross with distinction. Nicole Ann Peterson with high distinction. Noah Lee Plummer Carrizosa with distinction, with a second Associate of Arts degree. Arila Maria Ramirez with distinction. Journey Mackenzie Shankland with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in 3D Motion Graphics Technology. Brock Engler Modick with high distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in accounting. Ayat Hassan Al-Karini. Dennis Bregue. Kobe M. Cochran. Jonathan Joseph Hanna with distinction. Brittany Nicole Iacono. Rebecca L. Klein. Alyssa Lynn Lance. Samantha R. Nucius. Erin May Robinson with distinction. Logan Tyler Sanders with distinction. Tracy Weston. Heather Grace Wiley. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Administrative Office Professional. Catherine E. Archel with high distinction. Isabella M. Rodriguez with high distinction. Megan Michelle Swager with high distinction. Faith A. Young. The following student will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Automation and Robotics Technology. Brandon Scott Bernhardt with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Automotive Technology. Jacob Trey Jordan. Jace O'Neill Mikes. Jacob Dale Miller with high distinction. Mustafa Michelle. Bryson R. Powers. Zach Rohr with distinction. Edward Stevens III with distinction.
The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Business Management. Valerie L. Bartlett. Ariel M. Blue with high distinction. Hannah R. Caldwell with high distinction. Michaela R. Cheatham. Aurora Lynn Corley with distinction. Justin M. Emmerich. Albertina E. Tungaro. Anastasia Gagic. Michael R. Green with distinction. Cohen Matthew Hankala. Malia McKnight with distinction. Mackenzie Renee Meadows. Logan Dennis Scott. Adam Scott Smith. Shaylin Faye Sparks. Joseph Michael Tier. Nicholas Todd Watson. Kevon Wheeler. William C. White with distinction. Whitney Renee Wise with high distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Civil Engineering Technology. Joshua Philip Dye. Zoe Olivia Egan with distinction. John S. Schaefer II. Mackenzie Renee Wilson with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Computer Graphic Arts. Kennedy Ann Beeson. Shaquille Tier Fluellen. Max Edward Kosick. Abby May Lakauchik with high distinction. Elizabeth Mauger. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Computer Network Administration and Security Technology. Richard Dakota Beard with a second degree in Cybersecurity and Computer Forensic Technology. Seth P. Kagi. Jace Robert Chapman. Miguel A. Perez. Charles D. Weaver with high distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Computer Programming and Database. Megan Nicole Chazer. Griffin James Kessner with distinction. Brandon T. Smallwood with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Computer Science and Engineering. Zachary M. Burns. Dustin James Calico with distinction. Dylan Alexander Serezna with distinction. Brandon Anthony Daniels with high distinction. Brett Zachary Darby with high distinction. Joshua Glenn William Love with high distinction. Poonam Megar with distinction. Jake M. Uhali. The following student will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Computer Technology. Jacob W. Raber. The following student will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Cybersecurity and Computer Forensic Technology. Cameron James Lees. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Digital Video and Media Technology. Grayson Gerald Bergdorf, with distinction. Marcus Kevin Clements, with high distinction. Damian Gage Fortune. Griffin Michael Levon. Brian Anthony Moreland. Dominic Joseph Picari. Randall Jacob Wayne. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Electrical Electronic Engineering Technology. Joseph Scott Desiato. Chris Antwain Falconer. Daryl A. Sanders. Brian E. Schweitzer. The following student will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Environmental Water and Wastewater Technology. Jason Donald Fox, with a second degree in Petroleum Technology. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Finance. Derek M. Burt. Caleb Paul Kennedy Sr. Adrian J. Pierce. Carrie J. Schlock, with high distinction. Rachel Elizabeth Sedlock. Carson J. Wapples, with high distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration Technology. Zachary A. Barnes, with high distinction. Michael Alexander Brostowski, with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Industrial Technology. Larry Lee Johnson II. Timothy Allen Pietrum, with distinction. Romeo T. Ray II. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Legal Assisting. Maria Elizabeth Hobeck with distinction. Ann R. Miller with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Marketing and Sales Management. Courtney Lee Holbaugh. Avery Daniel Schlew. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Mechanical Engineering Technology. Ethan Wayne Cupp. Kiera Goodson with distinction. Nicholas Joseph Green. Ashley Victoria Lawrence with high distinction. Joseph Robert Lepp. Samir Raja. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Music Production and Engineering. Jessica Lee Griffith. Jeremiah Ezra Ortiz with high distinction. Jordan J. Ricker with distinction. Cheryl E. Twineham with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Business degree in Web Design and Development. Mitchell Todd Demusi with high distinction. Curtis T. Fagerstrom. And Malone Andrew McCall with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Technical Studies degree in Business Management. Janet A. Wade with distinction. Kimberly D. Salswimmer with distinction. The following student will be receiving an Associate of Technical Studies degree in Engineering. Castiel Rayner Nespo.
The following student will be receiving an Associate of Technical Studies degree in Information Technology. Donald R. Meredith with distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Concept-Based Nursing. Austin Lee Bentley. Tomiko Blakemore. Leanne Janine Britton with distinction. Ashley Marie Byer. Sam Robert Cardillo. Megan Elizabeth Carlin with distinction. Lindsay Nicole Chandler. Catherine Elizabeth Chips. Alice Faye Cockrell. Olivia Jane DeSanto. Vincent Anthony Dominic. Sarah Marie Eidman. Ngozi Susan Emeka Ogbana. Morgan Danielle Enos. Vincent W. Fain. Stephanie L. Freeman. Derek Troy Gardner, Jr. Jessica Nicole Getz with distinction. Maria C. Gomez Benitez. Patricia Janine Gao. Madison Elizabeth Hall. Allison Mackenzie Heidi. William A. Hyde. Cassie Marie Jones. Kimber L. Keenan. Olivia Ann Lathero with distinction. Faith Ann Nicole Leach. Ruby K. Long. Ashley N. Lucas. Katie Malloy. Kirsten N. Moore. Matthew L. Moore. Madison Page Nicholas. Moise Niyi Tuludia. Everline Ogato with distinction. Lillian N. Osoro with distinction. Amanda R. Randall. Virginia A. Reese with distinction. Rachel A. Reyna. Adrian Lynn Reinhardt with distinction. Carlene M. Salmon. Nicole Lee Schilling. Emil Shimi Yimana. Allison Teresa Shipman with high distinction. Tina L. Shook with high distinction. Jean-Pierre Biringiro Shumbushu. Kirsten A. Smith. Nicholas James Stacy with distinction. Michael Brandon Sweezy. Janessa Angeline Travis with distinction. Vesper S. Tyler. Sarah Catherine Wallach. Donna M. Walters. Travis Michael West. Christopher Williams. Chelsea Lauren Yoders. Heather Young. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Arts degree in Criminal Justice. Madison Ray Davis. Olivia Jane Jacob. Levi Raymond Kuhn. Benjamin Marandino with a second Associate of Arts degree. Robin Lynn Rouse with distinction. Ethan Merritt Tompkins. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Science degree in Dental Assisting. Polly Marie Harris with distinction with a second degree in Expanded Functions Dental Auxiliary. Jada Murray Maxwell with a second degree in Expanded Functions Dental Auxiliary. Emma Marie Ross. Kennedy Allen Sprout. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Dental Hygiene. Audrey Grace Cessna with distinction. Kayana S. Cherry. Allison E. Cullum. Carolyn Ann Courtney with distinction. Michaela Elizabeth Guy. Kennedy Elise Herring. Jatasia Love Hitchcock with distinction. Lee M. Keener with distinction. Leah Nicole Calco McKee with distinction. McKenna Renee Moore. Sophia Adele Peebles with distinction. Jaslyn Grace Pigeon. Gabrielle E. Pramuka with distinction. Stephanie Faith Marie Snyder. Emmy Corrali Williams. Lauren Elizabeth Woodford. The following student will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Emergency Medical Services. McKenna Lynn Ray with high distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Health Information Management. Amal Awad. Stephanie L. Grimsley. Randy Joe Peters with high distinction. Aaron J. Slimmer with high distinction. Samantha G. Weaver. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Human Social Services. India M. Bennett. Caitlin Sophia Craddock. Caitlin G. Dalton. Melissa Ellen Gartrell. Shara L. Johnson. Danica A. Porter. Deshanae LaShawn Williams. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Massage Therapy. Kayla Danielle Byrne. Tessa C. Lewis with high distinction. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Medical Laboratory Technology. Megan Drexler with distinction. Sam Anandan Madhavan. Rowan I. Reed with high distinction. Michael R. Scholl with distinction. Sarah Wolfhope. Ryan J. Young.
The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Occupational Therapy Assistant. Amanda Renee Davidson. Courtney Nicole Dudek. Chelsea J. Froman. Kimberly Ann Gable with high distinction. Melanie Louise Gerber with distinction. Haley Elizabeth Knighton. Krista Marie McDowell. Amanda Rochelle Navis. Brittany Elise Specht with high distinction. Philomena Therese Villarreal with distinction. Tatiana Nakayla Zayich. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Physical Therapist Assistant. Emmy Renee Adams. Haley D. Armstrong with distinction. Kyle C. Blandine. Taylor L. Calvert. Nathan Michael Salona with distinction. Greer Mackenzie Cowles. Phoebe Leah Fairbanks. Malia Garrett. Erica Renee Joseph. Denton Joseph Kern. Maria Elizabeth Collinoff. Dylan Joseph Mavick. William Andrew Pettit. Zach Kaplan Roberts. Allison Nicole Sainer. Gabrielle Marie Stroll with high distinction. Mackenzie L. Thacker with distinction. Haley Renee Thorpe. Julissa Hualalita Valaquez Ortiz. Gina Wiseman. Cameron D. Woods with distinction. Dylan Thomas Wright. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Respiratory Care. Brittany A. Buckwalter with distinction. Savannah Elizabeth Bunn. Dylan Michael Zonka with distinction. Aya El Ghul with distinction. Tiana Evans. Mackenzie Jean Everett with distinction. Sharella Lauren Lindsay. Isabella Florence Marie Martin. Jasmine J. Mosser with distinction. Vanessa S. Trent. Elise Rachel Uhler. with high distinction. Austin Ryan Vickers. The following students will be receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Surgical Technology. Brooke April Anderson with distinction. Caitlin Marie Baskerville. Rose M. Cuff Rosegreen. Morgan A. Maffett with distinction. Gabriel Lynn Minnick. Haley C. Raymond.